I work in a school, and during lunchtime, whilst helping children unpack their lunches, I noticed how much waste in the average child's lunchbox. This got me reflecting on how waste affects our environment. Um, I used the ocean as a source of inspiration for a series of surface prints. Research in surface pattern design led me to various print designers like Sarah Gordon and Emma Shipley. I also looked at Japanese connections with the sea, waves symbolizing good luck, everlasting, and the ocean symbolizing abundance and disaster. I began by drawing with watercolors and then scanning my drawings, exploring composition on Photoshop and Illustrator, layering my images to create a surface pattern. I carried on exploring composition. This took a lot of editing and refining until I got the surface print that I was happy with. It made me question whether it was better to draw the composition straight onto paper rather than on a digital platform. I continued to layer my drawings to create a rhythm and movement that I was happy with, making my prints less static. I also began to put together a small capsule of prints that worked together. I used the digital company to print my surface prints, exploring different fabric possibilities like crushed velvet and silk. I began to photograph my samples together, exploring how these could work together as a mini collection or capsule. I think these digital prints work well together. I also added some accents of flocking to add some texture. After researching Greek and Japanese mythology and their inspiration with the sea, I felt more confident in allowing my imagination to flow and began to create my own mythological creatures. Exploring scale to see how the print changes. This was a successful discovery. I also explored adding some embellishments to the seahorse, exploring shine versus matte within the print. After researching Sarah Gordon and her creative process, it made me reflect on how many colours I use in one print. I realised that I had to reduce the amount of colours I use. I also went back to basics and began to draw with paints like Garage on paper and then uploading my drawings onto my iPad and having them digitally printed. The quality of the print is clearer and better. I also bought myself a heat press to cure my accents of flocking. More explorations drawing with paint. These surface prints remind me of an Art Nouveau print. I invested on a course in screen printing in the London Fashion Museum, which gave me the confidence in layering. I began to be more adventurous. I also explored with puff binder, which gave me another possibility to add texture to my prints. In this slide, it's a combination of analog and digital printing. of the same drawing. It was interesting to me that my digital printing took me 48 hours to refine, whilst when I did the same print in analog, it took less hours. I exposed my screen to explore this print on an analog platform. I added 2 layers, one in orange and another one in yellow, and then added some flocking. Because I used the red first and the yellow after, this created some orange accents that added a welcome contrast to the red flocking. These are a mixture of digital drawings and analog screen printing investigation. Here I was exploring layering on the screen. This time I added flocking to the negative space. In this slide, I start by putting together some of my prints, exploring how these could work together. I embellished some of my screen printing, which added a beautiful effect as well as some welcome shimmer. Samples of my explorations into different colorways. I really enjoyed doing these 2 samples. These were done after my course in the London Fashion Museum. I enjoy how I layered the flocking and the screen prints over each other 3 times to create an interesting texture. I don't think the photo makes it enough justice, actually. Finally, my dog wearing a silk print. She loves it, actually. So far, I've learned that my best work is when I start drawing with a black pen and pencil. There is no right or wrong, but this works better for me. I have learned that in an analog technique like screen printing, more colour means more money, more screens, more paints, and more time. For screen printing, 4 to 5 layers is enough. I also learned that when layering, to begin with the lighter colours first and then with the darker ones. Moving forward, I think I will be sticking to the drawing in analog materials first, as I enjoy exploring with paint and actually I enjoy the layers as well. I would like to explore my heat press and learn how to foil on some of my prints. Thank you.